Hey guys, welcome again to Guitar Vocalist, the channel that's all about singing and playing guitar at the same time and just having a good time, learning to be better at it. So I'm back here with another one of my videos where I am just sitting in my car and talking and not playing any music for you, unfortunately. But I hope after this week, or at least soon, I'll be able to make more of those tutorials. I promise. As I mentioned, I'm out of the country at the moment and I don't have my guitar with me and I don't have any equipment, so here I am. But I still want to make content for you, so here we go. Why you should listen to music that you hate. I'm gonna admit right now, it's a bit of a clickbait title. I don't think you should listen to music that you hate. I just think you should be more open. You need to just be more open to different types of music. And what I mean by that is, like for instance, at the moment I'm in Bulgaria, and I don't like Bulgarian folk music at all. I'm okay to some kind of national traditional music, but Bulgarian pop folk music, not a fan. Maybe somebody Bulgarian out there can relate, I don't know. But the point is that you need to try and listen to different stuff, because one of the main things is it'll open up your horizons. Okay, and this is obvious, but I'll start with it. It opens up your horizons and it lets you hear different rhythms. Like rock music is a lot of the rhythms repeat, okay, and rap music, a lot of the beats repeat, right? And now that you have all these trap beats, like they're trying to be really different and making all these different trap beats, but if you think about it, actually they all sound the same a lot of the time, even though the rhythm might be technically a bit different. Listening to many different types of music lets you hear different types of rhythms and evolve as a musician. Same with melodies, same with scales used. So it broadens your horizons, point blank, easy point to be made. The other thing though is, like I mentioned, different countries have different music tastes. So what's popular, let's just take two continents for example, what's popular in the US versus Europe is actually a little bit different, even for pop music. Now, they might listen to a lot of the same bands, but for instance, let me give you an example. You know the song Africa by Toto? That song is insanely popular, and that band are insanely popular in Europe. And in America, now, it's a popular song, but you don't understand, they're way more popular here in Europe than in the US. Whereas, in contrast, I don't know, this is, let's say Taylor Swift or someone like that is way more popular in the US than in Europe. Now, they're both popular, all right? I'm just saying that you'll kind of see different cultures in different countries. And I mean, you could go extreme, like I spent some time in Africa, and you should hear some of the rhythms they have over there in their pop music. And it's still, by the way, I'm not talking about like Congo rhythm beats out in the jungle. I'm talking about like pop music on the radio produced with modern equipment in Africa, like in the big cities. I'm not talking about world music or anything like that. It's still very different. It's very different. You hear different languages. Like for instance, it was really interesting to see Despacito become like the most played song ever or something like that, because it's not in English, and English is by far the biggest language in the world. So yeah, it just really gives you an opportunity when you try and listen to very different styles to incorporate some of that and put it into your style. I mean, look at some of the greatest artists, like the Beatles. They traveled to India famously and the music changed so much because of it. And there are all these examples like that. Led Zeppelin and Kashmir is another example where they were influenced by going to other countries. So great music is made out of that kind of thing. So I just want to say, yeah, not only listen to different styles to broaden your horizons, but also listen to different ethnical types and nationalities, and even just different pop trends in different places. And the third thing is, I want to talk about this guy who used to be in a band with me. He's subscribed to the channel. Maybe he can hear this. I'd like to hear his thoughts. Maybe he's evolved. He's a great guy. He's a good drummer. However, this guy, he only listens to death metal, all right? Like thrash metal, death metal. That's it. That's all the guy does, is he just listens to one style of music. And, or let me put it this way, like he only listens to metal, and within metal he only listens to specific types of metal. And I love metal, okay? I'm not trying to, it's fine, but what ends up happening when you do that is, and this is information from like 10 years ago, so man, if you're watching this, like, you're doing great. Like, I don't want to, I'm just trying to paint a picture here. But what happens is, if you listen to just one style, what happens is, let's say you're trying to play a jazz song, you're just gonna play like double bass metal type of rhythms to it. If you're trying to play a country song, you're gonna be playing death metal drums to it. I mean, it's just, if you're trying to cover a pop song, you're gonna make a metal version of it. And after a while, it becomes stale and boring, and actually, your metal becomes more monotonous than actually if you listen to, I don't know, something way out there like world music, or I don't know, reggae or something completely not metal, and you just try to incorporate some of that in your metal rather than only listening to thrash metal, death metal, something like that. So my point is, you really don't want to condemn yourself to, I only listen to this, or I never listen to that. Music is music. Just try and keep an open mind. Another point I want to mention is, right now it's actually really popular to have reaction videos on YouTube. You might have noticed. And this is really funny because reaction videos on YouTube are like, right now that rock music is like less popular than it was before, it's not as mainstream as it was, let's say, 20 years ago. Rap is really mainstream. You have so many rappers reacting to rock, or like hip hop head reacts to rock. And it's really interesting because, first off, do you notice how they're really trying to be open, and they're really approaching it from like a hip hop standpoint? If you watch some of these guys, they're really trying, like, they're not just, some of them might be doing it just for views, but they're really trying to understand, because they know this was really popular, and like this, lots of people still really like this. So they come from a different cultural setting, and I mean, at the end of the day, if you're just, a guy that grew up in the ghetto and just, I'm just trying to be really stereotypical here, right? But if you're a guy that grew up in the ghetto just listening to rap music, it's very different than if you're a guy in the 50s playing blues guitar versus if you're a guy in the Caribbean, with reggae, or, there's all these different styles of music that you just kind of, you hear it a different way. It's a different culture, so you can't process it. Like, I don't listen to rap and hip hop much. I like a lot of it. I can appreciate a lot of it, but I don't, because I didn't grow up in that culture. I grew up in a rock and metal culture. Like, that's just where I was, and it's not to say either one is better than the other. But if you listen to these guys making these reaction videos, it's so interesting to hear how they like it, because they're trying to like it, And at the end of the day, there's quality music of all kinds of genres. So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to get at here. And one thing I did, for example, is I used to listen to lots of rock and metal, and while I was in college, I actually took a break and just listened to like reggae for like 3 years. And it's really like it's really a switch if you think about it, because reggae is all about like love and peace and happiness and hippie stuff, whereas rock is all about like or rock and metal are really just aggressive, like so yeah, it's really interesting. Like, my musical tastes and my style really changed because of that. I really like playing both, and really I'm much more of a rock and metal fan than I am a reggae fan, but I am a pretty big reggae fan still, and I know the genre quite well, and it really helped round me out. And my musical library has such weird stuff in it. It's like I have all this new age stuff and all that. So really just try and broaden your horizons and listen to many types of music, including stuff that you hate, because otherwise you might sentence yourself to just forever being this person that's like, I only listen to this, and then you sound monotonous, and you have less people you'll want to play with, and they'll want to play with you, and so on. So that's my tip for the day. I think this may be the last video. I think from now on I might be able to do some tutorials with guitar again, so hang in there, guys. And that's it for right now. Thank you for watching, and until next time.